everybody, and good almost evening to you. It will be evening by the time I get this posted here on the website anyway, so I will say good evening to you. Another beautiful day out there today. Gorgeous temperatures up into the upper 50s and 60s across much of the area. Did happen to tie the record high of 64 in Grand Island. Broke the old record of 64 in Hastings, got up to 65 there. No other records that I'm aware of that were broken today, but we were pretty close in a lot of other locations. It was a very mild day out there with, despite a few more clouds around, it was still a partly sunny type day out there. Strong cold front on our doorstep though here as of the time of this recording, which is just before 6 o'clock here. The cold front's entering the picture in northwest Nebraska, and it will come plowing through this evening. Here's midnight tonight, making its way down to the Tri-Cities area, already through North Platte. Now, a little bit of rain will be possible out ahead of it right here. There may actually be a little partial clearing right around that frontal boundary, but then a little light rain quickly changing to snow as it gets colder. And the bigger story is going to be the winds that are going to start to crank up by about midnight in North Platte, and then shortly after midnight in the Tri-Cities, those winds are going to crank up. Here's 3 a.m. now. The winds are getting pretty strong for most of us other than southeast Nebraska. Still warm enough for a little bit of rain there, but now we're seeing the snow in northern and western areas here that will transition southeastward by before sunrise tomorrow. So I think the Tri-Cities starting to snow by around 6, 7, 8 o'clock right in there. North Platte, meanwhile, getting close to the end of it. I think it ends by about 8 or 9 o'clock at the latest in North Platte. It's only a couple of hours where it will actually snow, so it's not going to last long. But again, brief enough. It won't be heavy snowfall, but when it's falling, the winds are going to cause some problems. We're talking about wind gusts easily over 40 miles per hour. At times, could be up as high as 45, 50 plus mile per hour gusts out there when that snow's falling. So blowing snow is a big concern. Even after it ends here, there's still going to be the concern of some winds being strong here. So the winds blowing pretty strong at 9 a.m. The snow's done out here to the west. Even some sun starting to come out there. The snow continues in central Nebraska for a few more hours till about noon or so. Eastern Nebraska maybe a little bit past the noon hour. So there's the noon hour right there. Sun's coming out in North Platte. Starts to come out this in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon in central Nebraska. Final places to see that sun will be late in the day towards the Lincoln area. The snow should be done by about 3 o'clock there. The sun comes out late in the day before it sets. Clear skies and cold temperatures Sunday night as the winds kind of back off. They're actually still going to be kind of breezy out there, which will keep us from falling to our full potential, but the wind chills will be very, very cold out there. And then Monday is going to be a chilly and breezy day for much of the area. Those winds will start to calm down by the end of the day Monday. And then after that, we start to warm things up here. So forecast model still struggling a little bit with the snowfall totals. Most of us are going to end out with less than an inch of snow. And the problem is a lot of it's going to be blowing, so it's not going to stick real well. But there are going to be some places that get over an inch. Some models are hinting, and even our in-house model is actually hinting at over an inch around the Tri-Cities. I think the best chance of over an inch is going to be to the north and to the east here. In fact, maybe upwards of 2 inches in far northeast Nebraska. So again, some models are more impressive than this. Others are actually less impressive than this. I kind of went with the middle ground forecast model right now. So again, not a big time snow, but the problem is it's still going to be difficult to see because of the strong winds blowing that snow around. As of right now, only the National Weather Service out of Omaha has issued a winter weather advisory for their area, including northeast and east central Nebraska. They have not included their southeastern counties there. And that will go until starting at the late night hours or early tomorrow morning in Lincoln, and that will continue until 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. All right, temperatures. Well, tonight we're going to start to fall off, especially in northwest Nebraska, and the winds are as they crank up, they're going to start to feel colder, or make it feel colder. So by tomorrow morning, this is where we're going to be at temperature-wise, and it's going to feel much colder. It's going to be a cold day tomorrow. Cold, blustery day, highs 20s for a lot of us, some 30s in the southeast. In fact, these places here in southeast Nebraska will likely drop as the day goes on, only in the teens up north. And then it's still going to be blustery tomorrow night, so teens and single digits. It would be colder if we didn't have as much wind. The problem is the wind's going to make it feel colder, so wind chills below zero for a large part of the area for Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday's still a chilly day. It starts to warm up in western Nebraska, at least getting into the lower 40s. Most of us still in the 20s and 30s. Not quite as cold tomorrow night into Tuesday morning, but still chilly in the teens. We haven't had a lot of this cold recently here, so kind of getting used to it a little bit. Nice thing is we start to warm back up on Tuesday into the 40s and 50s, and in fact, the long-range part of our forecast shows a lot of days in the 40s and 50s down the road here. That is the wrong graphic. I didn't mean to show you that one. I don't know why I had that one turned on. I apologize for that. Let me get the right one up here. And that is the PM one. This is for the Tri-Cities area. We'll start with the Tri-Cities. There we go. So again, weather alert day, we're going to go midnight to, or actually we're going to go 3 a.m. tomorrow through noon tomorrow morning. So 3 a.m. tomorrow morning through noon tomorrow morning for the Tri-Cities areas, that weather alert day. It's a brief period of time, winds and blowing snow out there, even if we don't get a ton of snow with that here. Very cold the next couple of days. We start to warm up on Tuesday, and the snow will be a thing of the past as it all melts off. And it looks very nice here to end 2025. The beginning of 2026, still fairly mild, as it looks like the mild weather is going to stick around right through the first weekend of the year, and maybe even a little bit beyond that here. It looks like into that Monday and Tuesday time frame of next week, the following week, I should say here. Now to the North Platte forecast. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Again, forecast for you for weather alert day is going to be midnight tonight through 9 a.m. tomorrow. The snow should be done by mid-morning. A lot of wind throughout the day, though, tomorrow, but none of the snow falling at that point here. In fact, sunny afternoon in North Platte. Lots of sun on Monday. It'll still be kind of chilly, but improving. Much better Tuesday, and even better yet on Wednesday. Thursday still looks pretty good, and in fact, we're going to keep the 50s going. Western Nebraska is going to be nicer than Eastern Nebraska as we head through through most of next week here. And that pretty much shows up pretty well in this North Platte 7-day forecast, and maybe even a little bit beyond here as we take a look at the extended. No major cool downs coming afterwards here. And in fact, the Climate Prediction Center, as we looked at the following week here, basically, this is next week, keeps the above average temperatures going through basically the first full week of January here. A little iffy on the moisture chances right now. They have most of the country above average. We'll see. I'm not really buying into that right now. There's not a lot coming after tomorrow morning. There's our system tonight. Notice northeast Nebraska just maybe a little bit more snow than anybody else here, but it's so quick moving. That's why we're not getting a lot of snow here. After that, there's not much down the road. We're close next weekend, but it looks like it mostly stays to the north, and then beyond as we move into the following week, not much going on there. GFS model. Here's our storm late tonight, tomorrow morning. Notice eastern northeast Nebraska, the best chance for slightly more accumulating snow, but again, it's a very quick mover. That's why we're not getting a ton of snow out of this, because it's not going to last long. Plus, it's blowing around like crazy, making it tough to stick. It's out of here tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, and say goodbye to that. There's not a lot coming down the road next week. Next weekend, I think it stays dry. Everything stays to our northeast next weekend. Maybe northeast Nebraska gets clipped. We'll see. Beyond that, the following week, at least to start the week, doesn't look like a whole lot either. Now, there are some differences in the long-range model when it comes to temperatures next weekend. So again, we're warm right now, of course. It's going to get cold the next couple of days. Here comes the warm-up by Tuesday. The European model's not quite as warm, though, especially by next weekend into the following week. It tries to bring another shot of some colder air. The GFS isn't buying into that right now, so there is a mismatch, but that's 9-10 days away yet here. So you look at the long range here, and again, not a lot of really cold coming, some shots of cooler air, but not as cold as the European model. So that's all I got for you for today here. Again, we will have that weather alert day going. Basically, it's mostly late tonight through tomorrow morning across our area here. So, and again, not a major snow, but could cause some travel issues, especially if you're going to be a late night driver tonight or driving tomorrow morning. But things do get better tomorrow afternoon, although the winds will stay pretty strong out there during the day tomorrow, and then they'll kind of come down to where they're just more in the way of breezy by tomorrow evening. Well, I want to thank you all for watching on this Saturday evening. I'll be back with you Monday morning with all the latest when we can start talking about some better weather to come once we get beyond Monday. Thank you for watching, and have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.